Good morning, Ratman. I'm your hellish host, Che, and today's episode is brought to you by the video game Portal, but specifically the new one that was developed by rats and currently unplayable and most likely will remain that way. Don't hire rats to code, they aren't good at it. So portals, they do stuff, go places, in this case, hell. Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see. So, previously, we were under the assumption that there was pretty much one portal. I think there was actually several, but they're all located in Jerusalem, and if I recall correctly, one in the Vatican to send the paladins through. That's no longer the case. They exist in other places. We currently only know of one. In general, at least implied in the text, since the fall of man, that being Adam and Eve fucking up a good thing, the fabric of reality has been stretched enough that demons and shit can come through and fuck around. Then the ultimate heresy, that being the Templars fucking up a good thing, that has become even worse, and now they can just sort of show up. However, with great limitations. That's where the hell portals come in. Tears in reality so deep that the hell fiends can leave with basically no limitations. One such gate, and the only one we know of so far, is the Hellmouth of the North. This gate opened up in the Arctic quite simply because the fabric of reality is weaker there on the border. Quote, "But some cuts in the fabric of reality are deeper than others. In the vast coldness of the far north, the borders of creation sometimes give way, allowing a gaping hellmouth to manifest itself in the physical world." Now, this might be because of our old friend of the show, ley lines, and a bunch of people doing devil worship at a cross-section. Or it could be because that's where Azazel fell. He's from the Bible, technically the Torah. He's a fallen angel that corrupted people by teaching women how to use makeup. Real thing, look it up. And also, might have possibly just meant to mean like a desolate lands. Again, it's a thing, look it up. Seems like a merging of the two here, that this is the desolate lands in which Azazel fell. He also apparently fell because he wanted to bang women. Anyway, moving on from Azazel. While comparatively quite small to the one in Jerusalem, still a threat regardless, as you know, doors to literal hell tend to be located in the Kola Peninsula. That's this little part of Russia, and partly Norway and Finland. However, not permanently. Does just bounce around. Be open for a few hours in one place and then disappear, and only to reappear a while later very far away from the last time. Here's a quote. "When such a time comes, the skies turn red and a hail of brimstone burns everything it touches for miles around. As the gate yawns open, the unbearable heat of hell reduces forests to cinders, and the unearthly fumes turn animals into twisted monstrosities that rend each other and themselves in anguish. The Hellmouth then disgorges the hosts of the court of the seven-headed serpent, coming to challenge the rule of God." I'm going to hit you with two quotes back to back. "At such times those men of the north that have fallen to darkness gather under the banners of hell and muster at the gate. Combined war bands strike out, and foe fires light the night sky of the north. The light of the Redeemer never shone as bright here, and many people still cling to their old ways and the old gods." So these guys, right, who fight for hell, aren't actually fighting for hell. There's a line in the Bible, I've referenced it before, in one of these episodes. "Satan shall appear as an angel of light." Devils and demons are really good at lying to people, kind of their job. So a lot of these people that fight for them truly believe that these are the old gods and their forces are fighting against the Christian invaders. Be it the Norse gods, the Finnish gods, the Sami gods, possibly Russian gods, though it's likely Russia never colonized Kola as they were quite busy with the forces of hell. I'm also talking about like folk Russian gods, not like, Orthodox Christ. So, if you wanted Vikings, hey, there are Vikings! Unfortunately, they fight for hell, because Wotan isn't real. Hate to break it to you. So, the Synod of Strategic Prophecy, the guys who use the voices of God from their own personal Tower of Babel, more on that another time, they try to predict when and where the gate will show up again. And then they pass that onto the Church of the North to rally the forces of the Kalmar Union, the Knightly Orders of the North, and the Tsardom of Novgorod. Kalmar is in Sweden, Novgorod in Russia. And they send out armies to keep the invasion at bay, usually in winter, because the forces of hell are dicks like that. And they absolutely weaponize the cold. They are good at that, which is also why these forces aren't in the Levant. They are too busy fighting demons in the Arctic, just having a real time of it. But they've defeated every invasion so far. However, quote, they have all left their mark on the tactless forests and endless tundra. Remnants of monsters lurk in the dark forests and forbidding hills, waiting for the call to arms that is sure to come next time the Hellmouth of the North gapes open. And, one final quote, there is another, deeper concern that the War Cardinal holds about the Northern Gate and why his personal servants keep vigil over it. Zimniar, one of the royalty of fallen angels, is also the devil of the North. The Council of Saints has issued a dire warning to the princes of the church. If this scion of hell ever becomes the serpent head of pride, he will come to claim the North as his own, and mountains will tremble at his passing. Will something ever come from this? Who knows? Too early to say. I hope so. I hope we get lore updates for decades to come. Anyway, here's the thing we know. Finland, fighting ice demons. That's how they invented the weirdly named Molotov cocktail. These are probably the ice demons. And that does it for today. This episode was a little later than I planned because I got surprised by some Mormons. Anyway, thanks for listening. I don't know what's happening next week. It'll either be more of these or a Corgi episode. I know she's working on like 3. Then I'll be on holidays and had like school holidays, not holidays from the show. And we'll have hopefully had and I will have hopefully had some time to put together that Votan episode, and in general, from then on, assignments are mostly done. Most of the stuff will be done in class, so I should have the time to put together full episodes. Thank you all for putting up with the scattered schedule. I was really hoping to keep some semblance of rhythm with my studies, but yeah, shit happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to share, like, subscribe, unlike, unsubscribe, resubscribe, relike. Anyway, see you next week. Bye.